What's going on, everybody? C4, welcome back to the channel. And today, in honor of yesterday's blockbuster trade between the Miami Dolphins, they signed a whole lot of picks, including their first round pick in 2022 to the Kansas City Chiefs to acquire the services of Tyreek Hill and then offer him a massive contract extension, making them easily the fastest team in the league with Tyreek Hill, Raheem Mostert, and Jalen Waddle. Felt like it was time to dip our toes back into the rebuild of the Miami Dolphins here in Madden 22. So we are nearing the end of free agency. I've tried my best to accurately get the moves that the Dolphins have made. As you can see on the offensive line, we have landed the biggest fish probably in free agency, and that is Terron Armstead on the offensive line. He got like almost $100 million. We got Connor Williams coming over from the Dallas Cowboys. Really does leave us with Kinley, who is a star dev lineman. Don't really know where we could put him. I could slide him into center because Madden just doesn't make sense. We'll see how the draft goes. If we can't find a center in the draft, maybe we'll just Madden this one out and slide him into center. But until then, we're going to try to keep it realistic, okay? And we got Mike Gesicki on a one-year deal. Might need to give him a new contract extension. Obviously, Jalen Waddle. Ingold coming over as a fullback. They got Mostert and Edmonds in the backfield. Even though, I mean, Gaskin had the dev trade. But either or, we're fine. Tyreek, that's the big one. You know, you have Devontae Parker. Seems like the Dolphins might be trying to move on from him. But as it stands right now, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Parker, and Jalen Waddle is going to be our wide receiver core. There is Cheetah in number 10 of the Dolphins uniforms. Looking on the defensive side of the ball, well, because we started at the end of the season, Van Ginkel went up dev trade. He was star. He went up to a superstar. I'm not changing that. We're going to keep rocking and rolling with that. I appreciate it. Other than that, the back end looks... The defense, they didn't spend a lot of money on defense. It needs to be said. They re-signed Emmanuel Ogbah. Actually, he got a big contract. So they didn't necessarily not spend a lot of money. They just didn't bring in a lot of different guys. So as it states, as we go into the draft, we don't have that first round pick anymore, but I would love to bring in another middle linebacker that can complement Jerome Baker inside. I think we could also potentially look at trading one of our corners. We have Needham. We also have Igbenogany. Both those guys, you know, we don't need both. So I think you look at Needham, you look at maybe Solomon Kinley on the offensive line. Those are two guys that we could potentially look to trade maybe after the draft and see if we can get upgrades. And also, you could probably throw Devontae Parker into the mix because they signed Cedric Wilson away from the Dallas Cowboys. So, a couple different options here, but ultimately, I think we'll do our trading business before year one of this rebuild. I'm ready just to get into the draft. So, unfortunately for us, because of the Tyreek Hill trade, our first pick is not until the 20th pick of the 4th round. So, we kind of need to find the best linebacker. So, it's really between JoJo Doman and you got the two, the Georgia linebackers still here. That's really good value that they're both still here. Well, I guess we'll go with the better athlete at this point. He's a scheme fit, Tyndall. We got decent 40, 3-cone 20 is where you want it to be. Compare that to Quay Walker. I think Quay Walker's going to be a little bit higher mostly. Got that B zone coverage. Not nearly as good of an athlete, though. We'll go Quay Walker. I think Quay Walker might have the better rating, the better pull. We're not going to be talking about any hidden dev traits here in the 4th round, but excited to see what that base rating is. Hopefully it's high 60s. The last pick we'll kind of showcase here off. We got the freak of nature, 1 of 1 from the combine, Tariq Woolen from UTSA, 6'4", 205, 95 acceleration, 95 speed. Good God, he's going to be so good in Madden 23. I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to be a Pink Slips legend next season. So draft recap time, not having any premier picks. Let's lower our expectations just a little bit. Quay Walker in the 4th round, we got a 66. We got Tariq Woolen, 67. 6th round, we went to Cincinnati. Got Alec Pierce, good athlete. He's 66. Unfortunately, we finished the draft in the 7th round. I needed depth. I needed a 3-4 outside linebacker. We got Ryan Bowman from Washington, sub 60 overall, which kind of stings. Well, I'm really happy with these couple picks. Nice little role players, and maybe Quay Walker sees the field sooner than later as a rookie. We'll say trying to move some of our depth pieces, pretty much impossible. Like, look at the cap room, almost every team. Like, and it's like, in minus. This is ridiculous. I can't make a single freaking trade. All right, so after the draft, I mean, there's no other changes. I wish I could have made a trade or two, but anyone that was interested in a wide receiver or a lineman or a corner had no cap space. So we're going to go with Tua just because he has the dev trade right now. Other than that, everything else remains the same. I mean, I suppose, you know, we got big boy here, Kinley. I mean, from a height standpoint, you know, centers tend to be shorter, so 6'3" is on that. I just think for a man standpoint, we just trained Kinley all offseason long to to be a center. So this is going to be our team. We're going to go with Jackson over Eichenberg with the depth trait, because you just kind of, because linemen don't go up or down depth trait, so you always just rock and roll with the silvers when you can. And on the defensive side, Quay Walker, massive shoes to fill, 4th round pick, going to have to start. Let's see if he's going to be up to the task. The only other question would be, do I give Igbenogany the reps over Nick Needham? I think Needham's only on a 1-year contract extension, and Bogdan's only 22 years old. So, I mean, you could just see that he's clearly higher ceiling, higher upside. So I think that's what we're going to do there. Other than that, man, I think optimism is high. We'll actually get Needham some reps here at safety, potentially. Even though Brandon Jones is pretty solid, safety out of Texas. But I think ultimately, I don't know where to put my expectations. I don't really recall the Dolphins ever being like overpowered in the sim. But we do have the Mike McDaniels. We brought the 49ers playbook. I have the 49ers playbook on offense. Let's see if that can spark some magic for Tua Tagovailoa. Or, hey, maybe just having speed, a better offensive line, and Tyreek freaking Hill on your offense is all you need. All right, kind of cool. Early season, we got a breakout scenario for Jerome Baker. That'd be pretty dope if we can hit that. Any other superstar at that linebacking core? Come on. Come on, buddy. Play better football. All right, about midway point of the year, things aren't going the best. Tied for last place. I mean, even with the addition of, what the Dolphins have done, it's still a brand new head coach. Kind of a, I don't want to say obscure head coach hire, but it seems like if you told me Mike McDaniel might struggle year one, have a couple of hiccups here and there, you go, yeah, probably what would happen? We have a QB breakout. What does this mean? Is this the new breakout scenario for Mr. Tua Tagovailoa? Because that'd be pretty cool. Throw 1 or fewer interceptions and 350 scrimmage yards or 4 total touchdowns with Tua to increase his dev to a superstar. Given the way the year's gone, I don't think we're going to hit that. I think it'd be too cheesy if I hopped in on the sticks to achieve that. Well, let's see if we can do it. We put up 48 points. Oh, come on. That'd be sick. We get 2 up to superstar. Did we get it? Not too much. We thought he'd do better. I mean, that's a problem, man. I feel like anytime we're going to have a big game with this 49ers playbook and stuff, it's going to be like Mostert going off and stuff like that. Still a good victory. We're only 2 games back for first place. Let's take a look at contracts. That's what we ultimately need to talk about here. I had a 5th-year option on Christian Wilkins. I did not pick that up. God, that's so much money for Van Ginkel. I feel like we should pay Wilkins that. That's for a 3-4 defensive end. We give him a 4-year deal. I feel that's actually fairly reasonable. Van Ginkel, on the hand, $61 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, what have you done? You got 5 tackles. You got 1 sack, 2 sacks. 1 sack, right? Their milestone goal. He had an interception. Like, I mean, what's his stat line looking like? If he's actually crushing it right now this season, I think that's worth that money. You just picture, Van Ginkel. He's the guy that went up to... Whoa! First in yards, second in touchdowns for Tua. Okay. I mean, it's mid-season. Things can change, but my God, all right. But let's take a look at Van Ginkel. He has 2.5 sacks right now. Has a pick. He has decent. He's at 82 tackles. You're getting to that area. You can't. Okay, you know what? How about this? We'll offer him that contract. I think that's a little pricey. I think, for Van Ginkel, off the top of my head, that's more like a $30 million, not 60. But he is superstar. Who's saying, I feel like every rebuild, if you ever have a guy that just kind of he went up depth trade, they're probably going to do it again. So $61 million for a guy that might be an X factor next season, that could end up being a bargain. So we talked around here, week 10, right? We had that breakup for Tua, we were 3-7 or whatever. Look at this! Just 30 and 40 bombs. We were happy that Tua somehow in this whole thing was first in yards, first in touchdowns. And look at this. Tua Tagovailoa. You throw Tyreek Hill. You take second year of Jalen Waddle. 5,600 yards, 46 touchdowns. I thought we would have 2K for Raheem Mostert. Not literally historic numbers from Tua Tagovailoa. Just no running. No, we just didn't run the ball, I guess. We just had 4,000-yard receivers. This is, if he can maintain this, like obviously we're playing, do we win a Super Bowl? But if Tua can maintain this and not next year come back with, for some reason, inexplicably, I want to say inexplicably, because right now this is inexplicably 46 touchdowns for Tua. It's, you know, if he goes back to the norm next year of like, I was thinking Tua might get 30, 35 max. We could have some, we got something special here. Agba was really the only guy that got pressure defensively, which is fine. We paid him like such. 3 picks, Byron Jones, 2 from 8. Did Tua get MVP? He must have. I would give him the, there you go. Give Tyreek Hill and Tua's MVP. You know, you can't say enough things like, what else do we got? That's really all you got to deal with. We got the playoffs here. We got the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, you know, Lamar's pretty good. I mean, you never want to go up against Lamar Jackson. But I just got to say, like, you think of OP schemes. You think of the Saints. You think of the Bears. You think of the Chiefs. This shit, I mean, I have seen Trey Lance have some pretty big seasons in the sim. Like, I've seen, you know, off the top of my head, I could probably say there's probably been a couple times I've seen Trey Lance get the MVP. It's not super frequent, but we got to put respect here on this Kyle Shanahan playbook. Throw into the pal, short and medium. That's exactly what Tua needed. Short, medium, and PAs. Some PA bombs here, apparently, is all you really need. We got the first round of the playoffs here. It would be very frustrating to lose to Baltimore. Be one and done with the MVP. But, you know, sky's the limits for Tua, man. If we actually get the victory. Nice. 24-21. Because you know Tua's going on dev trade. We're going to have a superstar quarterback next season if it makes it that far. 24-21 over the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar had a day. Tua didn't really have that much of a day. Did we run the ball? Ran the ball, 119 yards, a touchdown there for Raheem Mostert, 95 yards for Gesicki. Defensively, Xavier Howard was all over the place. 2 sacks, Agba. And we're moving on against the Titans in the divisional round. Wonder who the hell the Titans beat. I think like the Titans are a team that we're thinking that's going to be like kind of on the downswing here a little bit. And they beat the Browns. Like, who went off? Derrick Henry? Danny did okay. Derrick Henry over 100 yards. So, I mean, stylistically, I think we might have the advantage. We have a way more explosive offense, way more explosive quarterback. But you never know, man. Nice! 24-17. That's just kind of what we are. We put up 24 points in the playoff, and our defense is keeping it under that. 2 touchdowns, no pick. Where's the yards, man? Tua had like 5K yards. We're getting like Joe Flacco playoff numbers here when he was with the Ravens. Tyreek, 70 yards, touchdown. Defensively, Agba's been on point. Van Ginkel comes off a new contract, sack and interception. Exactly what you like to see. And in year 1, the 4-seed Dolphins with the MVP Tua Tagovailoa are taking on the Bengals. Super Bowl on the line. Year 1, if you told Dolphin fans they're making the Super Bowl this year, I think they'd say you're absolutely nuts. Can we do it? Oh my God! What? So is this, are we gonna see Tua now go off? Like 4 touchdowns? Okay, now we're seeing a little bit more of that Tua that we saw that won the MVP this year. 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, 113 yards Raheem Mostert, buck 2 and 2 for Jalen Waddle. That's a big time matchup right there. Jerome Baker made some plays. We got the turnovers. Xavier Howard, Nick Needham with interceptions. And here in year 1, this could be the shortest rebuild we've ever done on the channel for Madden 22. We are in the, against the Panthers. Imagine. That, like, this is like one of those things, like if you just get super faded or something like that, just throw $1 on a Dolphins-Panthers Super Bowl final just because of this rebuild. And if it happens, subscribe to my Patreon. Well, we got Tua, got 5 upgrade points. Might as well make him a perfect Mike McDaniel quarterback. Because I think this is already too good to be true, so I'm firmly expecting us to get like 3 points. Nothing but field goals in the Super Bowl. We're going to hop in and play the moments here. But let's get Tua, the MVP, who's really only looked like the MVP in one of our games. If we, I don't want to say, I'm not going to, the weirdest Super Bowl win we've had so far was we had the Vikings, right? Remember, we did a Vikings rebuild. It was the standard Vikings. We weren't doing an updated Vikings or anything. Kirk Cousins was lights out, and we went on and won the Super Bowl year 1 with the Vikings. We did have some big additions. Terron Armstead, Tyreek Hill, like those are the kind of moves. Like if you ever notice a trend in your franchise modes, you ever see a team go on a deep playoff run in your franchise modes, that's usually not a perennial team. You can just look and you can see that they've signed big free agents. So like if Tyreek Hill, Terron Armstead naturally in game hit free agency and I signed them, and I was on the Eagles, and I was just like, man, how are the Dolphins in there? And I would see that, oh, they got Armstead, they got Tyreek. I'm like, oh, okay, that's usually what happens in Madden. The team that always spends and gets the big free agents. Like, you always see whatever team gets, like, J.J. Watt, or whatever team ends up getting Marcus Williams, or whatever team ends up signing Von Miller. They're always in deep playoff runs, and it's, I don't know, man, it feels like there's added juice to these guys that come in like that. So, it is Super Bowl time. Let's see if we can get some sort of boost here for McDaniel. More so because I have a gut feeling we're not going to win. So we're going to go, it's just the beginning. See if we get stuff that can kind of give us a way out if we don't win and we have to go back at it next year. We get 10 stat points, which is fine because starting as a new head coach in Mike McDaniel, we need as many stat points as we can to kind of fill out his tree. So it is time. I do want to take a sneak peek here at what the Panthers are doing. I mean, I can guess it's Christian McCaffrey because he's a cheat code in this game. But it's like, is Sam Darnold? Like, is this just Sam Darnold and they got Malik Willis? I don't think they're playing him. Sam Darnold, McCaffrey, yeah, that's 1,400 yards, 21 touchdowns for McCaffrey. Jesus Christ, plus 800 through the air and another 7. So 28 touchdowns, 2,000 yards for Christian McCaffrey. And I'm going to guess Brian Burns is getting after it on the defensive side. Brian Burns, 13.5 sacks, 10.5 for Derek Brown. Couple picks. J.C. Horn's healthy. He's feeling it. It's a good team, but I think, honestly, this should be a one and done for the Dolphins. I think it's completely fair because this is year one. Unless it's like a third down to win the game, I think we just let this. If the sim is going to say this is what happens, let's just let it be like, you know what, we simmed and we won the Super Bowl. It wasn't like C4 hopped in and we did like some Tyreek Hill bomb cheese to win it. So in the first quarter, trading field goals. Which defense is going to be better? I think probably break even on the defensive front here. First touchdown goes to the Dolphins. We didn't get the extra point. We're in the red zone again. We end up getting a touchdown, 2-point conversion, tied up at 17. We are going for it here, baby. Come on, red zone. Third down. We turn the ball over, I think, but we end up kicking the field goal up 3. They go for it on 4th down. My God, they do have Darnold back there. They tied up 33 seconds. This is where, like, this is the point where I'm like, 33 seconds is probably going to overtime. Don't throw a pick. But let's see if we can come in here. Actually, I got to get my screen on a preview because there's a half-second delay. I want to be right there on the sticks. Can we hit Tyreek and win the Super Bowl? Year one, nice 15-minute rebuild. Get the lefty. Oh! Oh, come on! What was that? I mean, we only need to get in a field goal range to be completely fair. Oh, man. What was that? Now we want to run it. Dude, come on. You wanted to see something better than that. Tyreek Hill, 2 drops. How do you manage to drop a pass twice? I'm going to go back to that. PA crowd. We ran the ball once. Maybe they think we're just going to overtime. There's not that back safety there. So unless we're going to see some sort of freak athleticism there by Shaq Thompson in the middle, we might have Tyreek. Oh, my God. Just lead him. Just lead him. He's gone. Jeremy Chin, it's a foot race. You're not catching Tyreek Hill. Let's go. I kind of hope year one Super Bowl. That's all you need to know. Throwing Tyreek Hill. Having the protection of Terron Armstead. You know what? You want me to think about it? You might want to put Terron Armstead at right tackle. Protect the blind side there. Congratulations. I thought this was going. I thought we would win the Super Bowl. I did think we would win the Super Bowl, but I did not think year one. I did not think Tua with Tyreek Hill would win this. You know, I'm glad to be proven wrong, but I do think that there's a certain element of like, I really thought this would be like Raheem Mostert ends up putting 2K yards and Tua's disappointing, and we're like, oh, do we got to go to Teddy Bridgewater or anything like that? And there, 1 year, Mike McDaniel, rookie head coach, got Terron Armstead, patting 2 on the back there. The Dolphins. I would like to see. Can anyone else do this? Can you guys go out here? You guys find something with Mike McDaniel's offense just being absolutely juiced to the gills. The Niners playbook got the job done in the playoffs when it mattered. Tyreek Hill's unstoppable. Yeah, I came in, but that's a fitting way to reward just this ridiculous year one for the Miami Dolphins. So yeah, try it yourself, man. You know, it's not super easy to get these updated rosters right now. You do need to like pretty much make everyone a punter and you try to give them the exact contract that they got, which you can do. It took people a half hour to set it up. But I would love to see if can everyone else hit this Dolphins rebuild? Can you get it year one, year two? Try to turn it around, win a Super Bowl? Let me know in the comments below. Obviously, I still got like 2 hours left for the kids home from school. I'm probably just going to record new pink slips, something like that. Do a double header. Get a video to you guys tomorrow. But thank you very much for watching. As always, there are going to be frequent rebuilds involving some of these big free agency moves. Like, again, I have officially added the Broncos with Russ to the list. You could look at, again, we talk about all the downside rebuilds. Texans, no more Deshaun. You have the Falcons, no more Matt Ryan. Those are very interesting rebuilds, but wanted to do the topical one. Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins was insane. And in year one in Madden 22, Tyreek Hill got to an MVP, got to a Super Bowl. So that's pretty absolute dope. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. As always, first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button if you enjoyed. Let me know what other rebuild you may want to see involving free agency. If it's not Denver, if it's not Atlanta, if it's not Houston, if there's any other big time movers and stuff like that you want to see, let me know in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching and peace out.